Welcome to nighttime Bible reading for beginners. Again, it is nighttime Bible reading for beginners, hosted by your boy, the one and only Clyde James, man. I'm so glad to see y'all, and I know y'all glad to see me. And man, this is day one. You catching it all the way organic, so forgive me if I make a few bloopers here and there, but I definitely had to kick it off because it's something that I've been wanting to do for a long time. But I said, man, you know what? We ain't gonna talk about it. We gonna be about it. And so, one of the reasons I wanted to start this nighttime Bible reading for beginners is because, for one, I want to build a relationship with God, and I want to build a relationship with God, but also I want to be a man of purpose. And in order for me to be a man of purpose, I gotta get closer to the man that teach us every single thing, man. And I want this to be a place where, regardless, no matter what religion you may be in, you may not even be in no religion, you may not even believe in God, you may believe in anything. However, it's a place where we can come and study together, read together, and just reflect on the information that we read and go from there. Now, one of the things I will be doing each each day, Monday through Friday, excluding holidays, I'm gonna read two chapters, and at the end of those two chapters, I'm gonna give you like two to three things that I may have took away, two to three takeaways, and I may give like two to three things that maybe I'm sort of confused about. And what I would like you guys to do is drop a comment down below. Like, if you see something that I may have a little twisted or may have it a little incorrect, correct me on it, or you may can drop your takeaways and things that you may be confused about. That way, when other beginners or even more skilled biblical scholars and things like that want to come through and drop their knowledge, they could feel free to do so. And so I'm not going to prolong the process. I just want to introduce what this is all going to be about. So I even went and bought a brand new Bible today. I just went and got it tonight from Books A Million. And I got the New Living Translation because I wanted to make sure I keep it pretty basic with the words and things like that, because I know some of the different versions of Bibles, they have certain words that are hard to understand. So I just want to basically keep it all the way simple for us beginners, and I'm here with you. And like I said, the whole purpose is for us to learn. For me, I want to build a relationship with God, and whatever your purpose may be, but just so we can read and explore. So I'm gonna open this bad boy up, and we gonna get started. Ooh, I like that. It's pretty too. It's green with the mountain on it. I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, it's sort of pretty. Let me take my jewel out. Okay. And we are gonna get started on in book, the first book of the Bible. Let me get there and we'll get going. And again, thank y'all so much. And I'm just glad to see y'all. And let's get started. So the first book that we're going to be in today is going to be Genesis, and I'm going to be starting out in chapter 1. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. The earth was formless and empty, and darkness covered the deep waters. And the Spirit of God was hovering over the surface of the waters. Then God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. And God saw that the light was good. Then he separated the light from the darkness. God called the light day and the darkness night. And evening passed and morning came, marking the first day. Then God said, "Let there be a space between the waters to separate the waters of the heavens from the waters of the earth." And that is what happened. God made this space to separate the waters of the earth from the waters of the heavens. God called the space sky. Evening passed and morning came, marking the second day. Then God said, "Let the waters beneath the sky flow together into one place, so dry ground may appear." And that is what happened. God called the dry ground land and the water seas. And God saw that it was good. Then God said, let the land sprout with vegetation, every sort of seed-bearing plant and trees, and grow seed-bearing fruit. These seeds will then produce the kinds of plants and trees from which they came. And that is what happened. The land produced vegetation, all sorts of seed-bearing plants and trees with seed-bearing fruit. Their seeds produced plants and trees of the same kind. And God saw that it was good. And evening passed, and morning came, marking the third day. Then God said, let lights appear in the sky to separate one second. That's that brand new money for you. Yeah, my hands too big. Still got the wrong page. Okay. Then God said, let lights appear in the sky to separate the day from the night. Let them be signs to mark these seasons, days, and years. Let these lights in the sky shine down on the earth. And that is what happened. God made two great lights, the larger one to govern the day, and the smaller one to govern the night. He also made the stars. God set these lights in the sky to light the earth, to govern the day and night, and to separate the light from the darkness. And God saw that it was good. And evening passed, and morning came, marking the fourth day. Then God said, let the waters swarm with fish and other life. Let the skies be filled with birds of every kind. So God created great creatures and every living thing that scurries and swarms in the water, and every sort of bird, each producing offspring of the same kind. And God saw that it was good. Then God blessed them, saying, be fruitful and multiply. Let the fish fill the seas, and let the birds multiply on the earth. And evening passed, and morning came, marking the fifth day. Then God said, let the earth produce every sort of animal, each producing offspring of the same kind. Livestock, small animals that scurry along the ground, and wild animals. And that is what happened. God made all sorts of wild animals, livestock, and small animals, each able to produce offspring of the same kind. And God saw that it was good. Then God said, let us make human beings in our image, to be like us. They will reign over the fish in the sea, the birds in the sky, the livestock, all the wild animals on the earth, and the small animals that scurry along the ground. So God created human beings in his own image. In the image of God, he created them, male and female. He created them. Then God blessed them, said, be fruitful and multiply. Fill the earth and govern it. Reign over the fish in the sea, the birds in the sky, and all the animals that scurry along the ground. Then God said, look, I have given you every seed-bearing plant throughout the earth, and all the fruit trees for your food. And I have given every green plant as food for all the wild animals, the birds in the sky, and the small animals that scurry along the ground, everything that has life. And that is what happened. Then God looked over all he had made, and he saw that it was very good. And evening passed, and morning came, marking the sixth day. Chapter 2. So the creation of heavens and the earth and everything in them was completed. On the seventh day, God had finished his work of creation, so he rested from all his work. And God blessed the seventh day and declared it holy, because it was the day when he rested from all his work of creation. This is the account of the creation of the heavens and the earth, the man and woman in Eden. When the Lord God made the earth and the heavens, neither wild plants nor grains were growing on the earth, for the Lord God had not yet sent rain to water the earth, and there were no people to cultivate the soil. And instead, springs came up from the ground and watered all the land. Then the Lord God formed the man from the dust of the ground. He breathed the breath of life into the man's nostrils, and the man became a living person. Then the Lord God planted a garden of Eden in the east, and there he placed the man he had made. The Lord God made all sorts of trees grow up from the ground, trees that were beautiful and that produced delicious fruit. In the middle of the garden he placed the tree of life and the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. A river flowed from the land of Eden, watering the garden and then dividing it into four branches. The first branch, called the Pishon, flowed around the entire land of Havilah, where gold is found. The gold of that land is exceptionally pure, aromatic, I'm sorry about that, you guys. Aromatic resin and onyx stone are also found there. The second branch, called the Gihon, flowed around the entire land of Cush. The third branch, called the Tigris, flowed east of the land of Ashur. The fourth branch is called the Euphrates. The Lord God placed the man in the Garden of Eden to tend and watch over it. But the Lord God warned him, "You may freely eat the fruit of every tree in the garden, except the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. If you eat its fruit, you are sure to die." Then the Lord God said, "It is not good for man to be alone. I will make a helper who is just right for him." So the Lord God formed from the ground all the wild animals and all the birds of the sky. He brought them to the man to see what he would call them. And the man chose a name for each one. He gave names to all the livestock, all the birds of the sky, and all the wild animals. But still there was no helper just right for him. So the Lord caused the man to fall into a deep sleep. While the man slept, the Lord God took out one of the man's ribs and closed up the opening. Then the Lord God made a woman from the rib, and he brought her to the man. At last, the man exclaimed, "This one is bone from my bone and flesh from my flesh. She will be called woman because she was taken from man." This explains why a man leaves his father and mother and is joined to his wife, and the two are united into one. Now the man and his wife were both naked, but they felt no shame. All right, you guys. So we just finished the first two chapters in the first book, which is Genesis. And the takeaways, I would say 2 to 3 takeaways from me. And like I said, always feel free, drop your 2 to 3 takeaways or comments or anything. Drop them down below. That's what it's for. And I would say I like how each day he was doing something different. That was one takeaway from me. Like each day he was doing something different, whether it was, let me see. Like on certain days, you know how he let the water swarm with fish and other life, and like certain days he'll be working on some of the creatures that's inside of the water. Certain days he was working on some of the animals that was on land, some of the birds in the skies and things like that. So that was amazing. And then it was also amazing how once everything was complete on that 7th day, he just rested. So that's one takeaway to me. On the next is one that it's something that we hear all the time. All the time. And you may be familiar with it too. So let's see. Oh yeah, most definitely this one. So God created human beings in his own image. In the image of God, he created them. Male and female, he created them. And I really like that because I'm a true believer that I was created in God's image. And so that's why I want to make sure I get to know God more and better, because I can truly say, like, times when I was reading And like I became a heavy reader, I would say like the last year and a half, 2 years or so. And even in that short period of time, I could tell like if I go if I go like a week or two without reading, it like it it's like I can tell the difference in how I'm living. And I'm talking about you can almost tell the difference almost immediately because it's like I'm not as aware of certain things. I'm not as equipped as much as I usually would be when I am reading, and I hope this invites everybody to start reading, even like I said, even if you're not in church, even if you're not this or that. I mean, even if you just anything you want to know, it's in this Bible, man. I'm gonna just be real with you. I'm talking about anything you want to know about, it's in the Bible, and I'm talking about life. It's like it is a guide for anybody in life. You know what I'm saying? I don't care where you at. It's a guide that'll definitely help us all, man. And so that's what I'm hoping this promotes, that we all just read. I don't care where you start from. I mean, because at the end of the day, we all can learn something each and every day from the Bible. But one of the things that I always had a question about, because I said what 2 to 3 maybe questions that I may have, is that when God rested on that 7th day, I know how sometimes I want to know, like, so are we supposed to rest on the 7th day? Because I see some individuals are like 7-day Adventists, and then I also see like some people say well, don't cut your grass on Saturday or Sunday. Don't wash your clothes on this day. So I'm like, hold on, which one is it, man? Is we supposed to do this or is we supposed to do that? Just be straight up with me, cause sometimes I don't know who telling the truth or who not. So that's why I'm reading too. I want to see who keeping it real and who ain't. But at the same time, um, this ain't to make one feel bigger than the other. It's just I just want more understanding. And one more thing I would probably want to know. Really, I want to know a lot, but let's see. Mm, that be fruitful and multiply. I want to know like what is the true meaning of it when it comes to like when they because I done heard a lot of times when they say that when he created woman and man, that when he's saying be fruitful and multiply, they go straight to talking about having babies. But then I done also heard different dialects like that is not what it means. So like I said, man, if y'all got some of the answers to some of my questions, or if you got questions, or if you want to drop down like your takeaways from the reading from today, feel free to drop in the comments. Also, if you haven't already, you can also check out our gratitudes. Man, we do gratitudes on a Proc Day Left Day, and we're going to be kicking those back off in the month of December because we're bringing in the brand new year, showing gratitude each and every day, being thankful, because at the end of the day, man, if it weren't for God, man, we wouldn't have nothing. So I want to make sure like this go round, and God's been definitely being good in my life, that I gotta make sure that I keep him first. Like I can't mess this up this time. And I'm not sure what's the reason you're here, but whatever reason you're here for, I hope that we help you get whatever you're looking for out of this, because this is the best book in the world. You know what I'm saying? So, man, at the end of the day, man, it's always gonna be a Proc Day Left Day, and as always, genuine love to you all.